All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. More economic woes are on the way for Babylon. And these people are really about to feel the pressure from that squeeze. I had to take from the elder's title. All right. But that squeeze is coming upon all of us. It's definitely going to get worse. And like I said before, that security and comfort is faded away. All right. This is Mark chapter 13 in verse 8. And it reads, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom." And that's what's going on right now, dealing with these tariff wars. All right, these economic wars between America and China, right? It says, "For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be earthquakes in diverse places, and there should be famines and troubles," right? And this is what I wanted to highlight in this lesson here. "And there should be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows." All right, check this out. This is from NBCnews.com. The headline here, it reads, it says, "Product shortages and empty store shelves loom with falling shipments from China." Let's play this video.
This morning, trade war confusion. China pushing back after President Trump indicated that the U.S. is negotiating with the world's other biggest economy.
We are going to have a fair deal with China. It's going to be fair.
Are you talking to them actively now?
Actively. Everything's active.
Mr. President, has there been any direct contact between the U.S. and China for trade at all?
Yeah, of course.
And
every day.
Overnight, multiple Chinese officials denying that there have been talks. One saying, quote, "There are no trade negotiations between China and the U.S. Any claims about progress are unfounded."
Yo, that's crazy. Right, so here it is. They're telling you in the media that they're having negotiations with China. And China's like, look, we ain't talked to these niggas at all. Right? And we told you that this devil is a damn lie, man. All right? This is Psalm 10 and 7. It says, "His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud." He's a liar. "Under his tongue is mischief and vanity." All right? This is a big deal. Right? People are thinking that, there's actual negotiations going on between America and China, and it's nothing being talked about. And that's why I said, hey, these people, these Babylonians are going to be completely caught off guard. They're going to be unaware when this thing hits. You see what I'm saying? This thing can hit any day. Ain't no fucking talking going on, no negotiations. All right, these devils are lying. Psalms 58 verse 3 says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." You see? That's what this devil does. That's what these Edomites do. Always lying, man. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, man. Right? And see, and they got you caught up with the whole peace and negotiations. Things are going to get better. You see? Isaiah 48 and 22, it says, "There is no peace, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, unto the wicked." Ain't no peace coming. All right? This thing is getting worse. Right? Let me add that in there too. I was thinking about that 2 Thessalonians or 1 Thessalonians 5. Because people actually think that, there's going to be a resolution, man. Right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 2, it says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night." So again, if there's no negotiations, no talks, this thing can really pop off soon, man, sooner than what we realize here. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape," man. So this is serious, man. Right? But again, that's keeping people in that comfort and that security that things are going to be all right. We're telling you through the spirit that this shit is about to get worse. Right? Again, these are the beginning of sorrows, right?
Another adding, quote, "If it's a fight, we will fight to the end. If it's a talk, our door is open."
That's what I'm saying. This is just all talk, man. The end result is going to be war. All right? It's starting economically, right? And then it's going to actually get into nuclear war. All right? Missiles are going to be shot. You see, these nations, again, let me get that in Joel. All right, these nations are standing up. They're not cowering down to Babylon, you know. All right, Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. All right, the nations, the heathen nations, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, so these nations are standing up against Babylon, this Western hegemony, man. Right?
Trump has been softening his tone, but not the massive tariffs he's placed on Chinese imports that have largely fueled global economic anxiety.
We're dealing with a lot of countries right now, and could be with China, but maybe we'll make a special, a deal, and we'll see what it will be. Right now, it's 145%. That's very high.
While still down significantly from post-inauguration highs, the market's creeping up Wednesday, closing higher for a second straight day, with investors buoyed by the White House's optimism that a trade deal to lift the tariffs could be struck with China. The White House now facing both economic and political pressure over the Trump tariffs. At Southern California ports, the number of ships set to arrive with the imported goods from China in the first week of May now expected to be down 44% from last year. On Monday, the CEOs of Target, Walmart, and Home Depot personally lobbying the president on tariffs, reportedly warning about the possibility of product shortages or even empty shelves. While another business leader, GOP megadonor Ken Griffin, who has been critical of the trade war, speaking out yesterday.
The United States was more than just a nation. It's a brand. It was like an aspiration for most of the world. And we're eroding that brand right now.
That pressure is economic, it's political, it's also legal. The White House facing a new lawsuit yesterday filed by a coalition of a dozen states claiming that the tariffs are unconstitutional.
See, hey, America's cooked, man. There's all types of rebellion against Trump and divisions politically. All right, the riffraff in the White House, the division, secrets getting leaked out, things getting exposed. All right, this place, as I did the article before, all right, this place is in shambles, man. It's finished through.
White House pushing back, accusing those states of, quote, prioritizing a witch hunt against President Trump. Laura?
And Garrett, we're also getting new poll numbers showing how the public is starting to feel about the president's tariffs and the economy. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, these have been pretty consistent as we close in on that 100-day mark. Two new polls adding to the warning signs for the administration on the economy specifically, with a growing share of the population giving the president negative marks. There's a new Reuters Ipsos poll that found that just 37% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of the economy. That number is lower than at any point during his first term in that particular poll. And then nearly 6 in 10 Americans disapprove of the tariffs, specifically in a new Pew survey. The president has moved at a rapid clip to implement his agenda, but these are just more signs that the trade war may have begun to overshadow the rest of his policy priorities. Laura?
Garrett Haig, thank you.
There you have it, man. People are losing their faith in Egypt, man. Right? Let's go back to that, Isaiah 19. Loud and clear, man. Isaiah 19 and 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's what's happening, man. All right? Trump has these Babylonians all over the place. There's so much confusion, perplexity, division, right? Hate, And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? Verse 3, it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And that's what's happening, man. People are losing faith in Trump and the government, the policies, the tariffs. All right, people are mad as hell. All right, and going back to the point here, right? Because I talked about the financial instability. All right, and people are going to have to scale back their living situations. They're going to have to give things up. All right. All because what's getting ready to happen here. All right. This article from the telegraph.co.uk, it says in the title, Trump has 2 weeks to save America from empty shelves. As imports from China dwindle, U.S. retailers face a difficult choice: pay the tariffs or suffer shortages, right? 2nd Ezra 6:22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now, as we saw in the first video, right, they were talking about how there's no negotiations going on between America and China, right? So any day this shit can just hit, and retail stores, grocery stores don't have certain items, certain food, whatever. All right. They're talking about, because of this, right, they're going to suffer shortages. Shelves are going to be empty, as we read that title, right? Product shortages and empty store shelves loom with falling shipments from China, right? America gets everything from China. This is serious, right? Again, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses suddenly should be found empty, right? That's the shortages, the famines, the troubles. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. And the trumpet is giving a sound, going back to the prophets, all right, that are declaring these prophecies, these judgments, man. People are hearing this. People see what's coming, right? It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right. So why would friends fight against one another like enemies? Right. 2nd Ezra 15:19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. These are the beginning of sorrows. Jacob's trouble, man. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. There's going to be a lack of resources, man. Okay? Food, water, whatever. Okay? Which is going to cause total societal breakdown. Okay? This is the beginning of it. All right? This is the squeeze. It's going to get worse. Right? Now, check this out here. Okay. This is from the New York Times. It says, as recession fears rise, no buy takes on new urgency. All right. So there's this trend, right? I'm just going to play a quick video, but it's this trend on the internet. People are scaling back on their daily expenses. They're going to have to, cut back on their lifestyle, basically. Right. It says, with many Americans concerned that President Trump's tariffs will make most products more expensive and possibly tip the United States into a recession, some consumers say they are opting out of spending on a wide range of items, right? Now, let me just pull up one of the videos here, right? Just getting to that point.
Way to save money is just to sometimes the best way to save money is just to sit the fuck down. Sit your ass down. See, that's some of our problems. Everybody got ADHD. Gotta be over here and you gotta be over there, spending money all the time. And look, if you got it like that, I ain't talking about you. Go ahead, big money. But the rest of us and all the shit you see on Instagram, TikTok, people living lavish and doing all kind of crazy stuff, be on credit cards and personal loans, not getting paid off for months. I know a girl right now, 3 kids, no baby daddy, she got a new car, and somehow she in Rome for the week on a warehouse salary. Now look, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just a little concerned. Hey, I'm just saying, if you going on vacation and you ain't paid your car note, don't be mad when you ain't got a car when you come back. Just imagine going to Disney World, the happiest place on earth, and financing a pair of Mickey ears for 25% interest. Are you really happy? And I used to be wondering how everybody able to go everywhere, do everything all the time, everybody. And now I got my answer. Credit cards, personal loans. Go look up the credit card debt statistic. It might scare you. Save your money, cause when you're broke, it ain't funny.
So you see, man, all right, a lot of people, we say a lot of people out on the internet fronting, you know, massive debt, no way to pay it back. You see, these are the times, all right? Isaiah 24:7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. Man, hey, these are tough times that are coming. It says, the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth, right? It says, they shall not drink wine with the song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. All right, the city of confusion is broken down as we see Babylon. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So again, all right, people are strapped. People don't got it. You see what I'm saying? It's about to get worse, right? That's that. As we talked about, that's the what was it called? The no buy, right? Let's see if there's anything else I want to play. Right? It's a bunch of videos of people scaling back on their lifestyle, right?
If by chance we are going into a recession, this is my list of things I will no longer be buying. Number 1, lunch at work. Buying lunch at work is for billionaires, okay? You can't convince me otherwise. If you buy lunch every single day, $15 a day, 5 times a week, 4 weeks of the month, $300. $300 on A&W. No, thank you. Number 2 is Jellycats. Yes, I have been a victim of Jellycat marketing. Why do I have 7? I have 7.
Right. So you get it. All right. People are scaling back on bullshit, you know. You know, you got a budget, get serious now. Right? So this article here is from the Los Angeles Times. The headline it reads, it says, the United States is the villain of our story. Nationalism surges in Mexico amid Trump threats, right? And what's crazy too, this the so-called Mexican president, all right, is a JOO. You could look that up too. But anyway, just getting to the point here, because I talked about the nations are standing up against Babylon. You know, it says today Mexico is once again locked in battle with the United States. This time facing an American president who is hurling insults, tariffs, and threatening U.S. drone strikes. It says many see it as just the latest chapter in an age-old tale of U.S. aggression. There you go. All right. So it's all going down, man. So this thing is getting deadly serious, as we've been warning you. Any given day now, it could all just hit the fan. Pray this quick lesson was edifying, and shalom to the next one. Shalom.